Welcome everybody. In this video, we will discuss regarding the business logic data validation. Business logic data validation error occurs due to the lack of server-side checks, especially in the sequence of events such as a shopping cart checkout. And if you are purchasing any of product from the website and you are able to purchase mm, at a lower price, or you are able to modify or change their shopping cart content. This type of attack uh, happen if any business logic data validation error is present. So for this, we will do the practical. First, we will check our OWS BWA VM is running or not. So it's already running. So let's check to open first 131. Okay, our VM is running. So in this video, we will exploit the business logic design flow to purchase a many large product at a very cheap price. So first we will check the webbot asking for the password UST guest, enter. Okay, now start webbot. Okay, first we have to check that concurrency shopping cart flow. Okay, so here we will check the price and update cart. Okay, so we have selected the one quantity and his its price is showing $1,800 approx. So first now we will check the HTTPS request for that. Okay, first we will check. Okay, this one. One update card. Okay, this one. Okay, send this to repeater. Check the quantity is 1. So we are placing a 10 quantity here. Now we will copy that request in current browser session. We have copied that and we will open it in another tab. Okay. Paste. Okay, now we are able to see the quantity 10 here. So now we will click on that first tab on purchase. Okay, so here we can see that the value of one quantity here. Okay, now and we will update cart here in second tab. Click on second tab where the quantity is 10 present. So we will click on update cart. Okay, now we will confirm. Click on confirm on first step where the price is $1,800 approx. So we will confirm that. Confirm. Okay, and here we can see that we are able to purchase the 20 quantity at the price of one quantity. So this is the one type of missing data flow at server end. So here we are able to purchase the 10 Sony Vaio laptop for the price of one. So third safety issue can produce the unattained the result. So for many language or for developer, knowledge to how to declare the variable or method as a thread set is imperative. So this is all about the business logic data validation. So here is the one we have performed the lab. So in this lab, we have exploit the business logic design flow to purchase a many large uh, quantity at the very cheap price. So this is all about the business logic data validation. So this is happened due to the lack of server side checks or a lack of sequence of events such as the shopping cart checkout. So it's all about the business logic data validation. In this video, we are discuss regarding the unrestricted file upload by bypassing the weak validation. So first understand the many application allow for a files to upload for various reason. For example, uh, any PDF upload, image upload. So business logic on server side must be include the checking for acceptable files. So this is known as a whitelisting. So if, for example, if such check are very weak on only address specific, for example, file extension only, attacker can exploit this weakness and upload unexpected file types that may be executed on the server side. So first that we will deploy our VM, or it's already running. So make sure it's running at your end if you are doing the practical. So first we will check the OS vulnerable web application. He is asking the password, so just enter the user. Okay, now check the DVWA security, just low to site term medium and just submit. Okay, now check the upload file option. Okay, so note page, here we can see that the image to upload. So here we are able to only image only. So first we will create any other file. For example, we have already okay, we will try with this. For example, okay, so we will check that upload file, desktop, and malicious txt file. Try to upload. So image was not uploaded. One minute. We will check with the another file. If is there any, okay, we will check with the any. We will check with this malicious Excel file. So let's check and try to upload that. Here we are not able to upload and showing that the image was not uploaded. So now we will check with the just by intercept, click on, just clicking on the intercept on. Okay, now we will try to upload again. Okay, just open that and upload. Now we will check the this response http. Okay, so here we have to check that particular. So uploading. So content type and something. Okay. Okay. We here is the we are trying to upload this Excel file, malicious Excel file. So we are not able to do that. So we are just changing here image to changing here to image or JPG. JPEG. Okay. Now we will forward this request and make off. Now we will check that. Okay, here we are able to upload the successfully Excel file. Previously, we are not able to upload that file, but we have intercept that request and change the content type format. Previously, it was application forward slash some format, but we have changed it to image to JPEG. So after that, we are able to upload that Excel file successfully. So due to the weak server side check, we are able to easily uh, upload uh, upload file type of our choice instead of a specific image upload. So the application code only check the content types of matching image or JPG. So we have just changing the content type in our request. So which is easily modified by the any intercepting proxy such as a burp. So developers need to stimulatively widely smooth content as well as file extension in the application code to prevent this type of exploit from occurring. So if a developer so so this is all about how we can exploit the mm, any unrestricted. So this is all about the unrestricted file upload bypassing weakness validation due to the weak of server side checks. In this video, we will discuss regarding the performing process timing attacks. So by monitoring the time an application take the complete task, so it is possible for attacker to gather or inner information about the how application is coded. For example, if we are login, we can check the login process using the valid credential receiver response quicker than the same login process given invalid credentials. So this delay in response time leaks the information related to the specific system process. So attacker could use the response time to perform the account enumeration and determine the valid user based upon the time of response. So for that we will first log in our lab. Okay, and meanwhile I'm opening the wfuzz for fuzzing. We will use the payload for common password to fuzz particular password response to check password response if we provide the wrong or valid. Common word list. Word list. Other common password. Okay. So our payload is ready to copy paste. Now just I'm opening our lab. So just I'm entering the password, right password. Okay. So ed and pen test. Now we are logged in successfully using AD user. Okay. We will check the HTTP history. Okay. Get still not received. Pop-up notification login.php get. Okay, this one. Okay. Now send this request to intruder and we will check the position. Okay, so first clear all and remove the HTTP session ID also. Just blank paste as a leave it as a blank and add up here it password and add. Now go to the payloads. In simple list we will paste that payload. Okay, just copy and paste it here. This is the common password. And one more thing we have to uncheck that is URL encode this character. Okay, now start the attack. Now start the attack. We have started the attack. I'm showing column. Column. Response received and response complete. Okay, so this is the used by during the this is the response received and response complete. Okay, so we are able to see it here and now we will perform it with the we will check the status first. If we get anything error, response received and response complete. So 156,302 this is the bank. We will check with the so here we can say that the administrator this is the wrong credential and this is the login our successfully event. So valid password is status is 302 and it's showing the received time is 340 and response time also nearby 343 and the same time this is the invalid credential so it's a response time is 489. received, and the response complete is 500. So the this information leakage can occur when processing an error message or invalid coding paths take longer than the valid code paths. So developer must ensure the business logic does not give away such a clue to attacker. So it's taking the response time for login credential and invalid login credential, means legitimate login credential and in valid login credential. So this is all about the process performing the process timing attack. So in delay response times leak the information related to system process. So attacker could use response to perform the account enumeration and determine the valid user based upon the time of response. In this video, we are discussing regarding the we will discuss regarding the circumvention of workflow. So, for example, if any shopping website or if you are doing a shopping cart to payment gateway interaction must be tested by web app pen tester, so ensure that the workflow cannot be performed out of the sequence. A payment should never be made unless a verification of the cart content is checked on the server side first. So in the event, we will check regarding the missing. Attacker can change the price, quantity, or both prior to the actual purchase. So for this, we will check the business logic design flow uh, in which there is a no server side validation prior to purchase. So for that, we are opening our VM lab. We will test this is an web code, so just click on that. Okay, so we have to check a particular. Previously we logged in this web project, that's why it's login. If you are, if in your lab it's asking password, just use a guest as a username password. So first we have to check that particular Ajax security where we have to perform the insecure the client storage. Okay. Okay. Now we will also check the burp. This will close HTTP history, and we have to also filter this. Filter. Make sure if you are testing this lab, it's enable script. Okay. Now go to the our lab. Open. Okay. And now we will check the Pavilion notebook quantity 2. Okay. Now it's showing the total amount before coupon is applied, total before which charge to your credit card value. Okay, so now we will we have performed this, and now we will check the switch back to our burp history. Is there any event after changing the value? So we need to find a specific extension script. Okay. Okay, script. Okay, this one script. We have already enabled filter. That's why it's showing here. Okay, now we will check this client.js. This is the JS file, right? Client validation. Okay, this is okay. Now check the response, and we are able to. Okay, so Here is the var coupon. Here is the some var coupons option. So coupons code are hard coded within the JavaScript file. So however they used literally as they will not work. So in majorly we have checked in the response client side validation JS file, and coupons code is here. So now we will check the raw file. Keep looking the source code and notice the decrypt something like if we got crypt. Okay, the function code decrypt some this one we got code something this type of event. We are just we will check in here. Okay, function code this one. Okay, function code return carrier. Okay, something. So in the browser we will check the we will open in developer mode code length. Okay, decrypt. Okay, decrypt and code is here. So let's check in developer mode. F12, I think developer mode. Or we can enable the more tool, developer tool. Okay, okay. And now we are checking the console file to load over the server. Previously, due to the network issue, I lost the session. So I reinitiate and start the developer tool, searching for the developer tool. Now we have to just type the decrypt decrypt. Okay, and just need to enter. Okay, and just enter. So here we can see that the gold, after pressing the enter, we are able to see the gold. So this is the coupon code decrypted to the word. So this is the coupon code. It's decrypted to the word. So now we have to enter that code here and we will purchase gold. Now click on purchase. Stage 1 is completed. Okay. Now we will check the, just a minute, we have to check that particular event. Purchase clans ideal edition. This is the coupon code. Okay. This is the this is the request. Okay. Okay. Now we are able to see the price here. So we will do one thing. We will just back to our lab and we will try with intercept on is. So proxy is on. Now we will click it again, purchase. Now we will receive the request and here we can check the grand total. Grand total. Okay, this one. So we will modify that request to $0 here. So for that, we are just entering the value. Press F2 to focus. Okay, just we are entering here. Grand total to 0 to 4 0.00. Entering this 00 and here is the 0. Okay, 0 dot and just forward this request and intercept off. We will check the response. Okay, I think we have some done mistake in the typing the amount value. That's why it's showing a 00. So we you can modify the in short you can modify the grand total of value and we can change that particular value. Previously it was showing that a specific nearby 100 $1500 dollar, but we have changed that it to uh, in grand total. We have modified that request and we are able to purchase on $0. So due to the lack of server side checking for both coupon code as well as the grand total amount of priority to charging the credit card, so we are able to circumvent the price of assign and set our price instead. So in this way, lab we have decrypt the coupon code which is included at the client side mm, client Java side client side validation.js file, and we have also changed the grand total amount of that particular mm, credit card bill. We have to pay that specific. So due to this type of lack of server side checking both coupon code and as well as the grand total amount prior to changing charging the credit card. So this is the one type of vulnerability. So this type of vulnerability we have to check or we have to test by a web pen tester. The next one is uploading malicious file polyglots. So polyglot is a term defined by something like use the server language, multiple language. So if we carry this concept into hacking, it means the creation of cross-site scripting attack vector by using the different language as an execution point. So for example, attacker can construct the valid image and embed it with the JavaScript. Then the placement of JavaScript payload is usually the comment section of the image. So once the image is loaded into the browser, XSS content may be executed. So depending on the uh, strictness of the content type declared by the web server, the interpretation of the content type by the browser. So by using this type uh, of uploading the malicious file, we can also execute the XSS in web server end. So for this, we will do the lab first. So just Uploading malicious file polyglot. So first we are opening our lab. For this we have to open the webgot. Enter username, password, guest UST. For the malicious execution, we have to search that. First, start the webgot malicious execution. Okay, this one malicious file execution. Okay. Okay. For this testing, we have to also open the particular. We have to download the JPG file cross-site scripting vulnerability from Portsiger blog. This is the link. You can read that blog. It's a very good article. We are just checking that blog, and we have to download this XSS image, which is embedded with the cross-site scripting. Or you can just check this blog as well as and just click on the JPG image and just save this image. So because it's embedded with the cross-site scripting. So first we will go to the our lab first. Okay, we have saved this file on desktop. Just click on save as image. Just open the new image. First we are intercepting the request, so just enable intercept on in desktop XSS. Okay, now start upload. Okay, this one is not forward. Okay, now this image is. Now make sure turn off the our intercept and just check this burp shoot. Now we have to create the one malicious file in HTML using providing this path for this lab. So in order to pass this lesson, upload a run malicious file. In order to prove that your file can execute, it should be created another file name here. So we have to copy that particular path and just we have created HTML file java io.file is equal to new and java.io.file and just paste the provided path and just save that as a any JSP file. You can give any JSP file name. Okay, just close it and open that particular file, .jsp file, and start upload. So here we can share that your current image is unrecognized. So we have to just copy that file, copy image address or copy image location, just and paste it here. Okay, now just refresh it here. So in this lab, we are able to uh, upload we can upload the malicious files such as a polyglot without any detection from the web server. And here we can see that the message, congratulations, you successfully complete this lesson. So due to this unrestricted file upload vulnerability, we can upload the malicious file such as a polyglot without a detection of the web server. So many sites allow an image to be uploaded. So developer must ensure that the such as do not carry XSS payload within them. And protection in this area can be in form of magic number checks or specific proxy server screening to all upload files. So many proxy devices are deployed before the web servers. The, they are just continuously monitoring and restricting this type of payload malicious file. Okay, so this is all about the upload of malicious files polygons. We have done this lab in WebGot.